What's going on, everybody? Apologize for the delay. I am not lying when I tell you guys. Riley wakes up and chooses violence all day, every day. All right, making sure we're streaming live in the group, so just bear with me for 1 second. If you're watching live, make sure you drop hashtag live below. If you're watching the replay, make sure you drop hashtag replay below as well. Let us know you're watching. One big thing too, I wanted to kick it off by asking you guys, like, what's the biggest challenge you guys are facing right now? And like, I want to make sure I'm hosting these trainings and they're relevant to something that you actually want to be learning about, right? So let me know down below any challenges, struggles, anything that you would like training around. Feel free to drop them below. I'm just trying to sign into my iPad, so just bear with me for 1 second. I had to change my password because someone tried to get into my account. You know, just another day in paradise with Facebook. All right, we are in. All righty. And again, let me know if you're watching live. Drop hashtag live. Throw some hearts in. Let the rest of the group know that you're watching. All right, so I want to kick it off by saying, right, like I was just thinking about it today, right? Like the 2-hour workday method, like what is it? What is it? Like, how did it come to be? And honestly, I ran my online business back when I was an affiliate for one of the mentorships I was a part of. I was working 6+ hours a day on my business. I was booking calls like a mad woman. I was going in and adding friends daily. And when the kids were born, I realized that I was trading time with them for a business I no longer enjoyed. Right. So my time management skills were terrible, right? It was something that I couldn't juggle, right? Like I would get a lot of anxiety if I had like a sales call and the babies weren't fed yet. I'd get really worked up and like start shaking because didn't want to be late, right? I didn't want to miss out on an opportunity, right? I didn't want that to be the first impression, especially on sales calls, right? Which is why I'm pretty honest with you guys and open about the twins, right? Because if people don't like it, then I mean, at the end of the day, then maybe I'm not the right person for them because I'm going to prioritize my kids, right? So looking back, right, it took me a while to start learning how to manage my time, but also different strategies and tactics, right? So I'm going to touch on the few different things that I do daily in my business, right? The 4 things that are super, super important for me to make money online, but also focusing on the right areas, right? A lot of beginners come into this online space and they're told funnels, run ads, Aweber, ClickFunnels, System.io. They talk ebooks, they talk Canva, they talk about all these different tools and softwares, and it can be very, very scary. But not only that, I am the type of person that I need everything to be perfect. So it's going to take me a long, long time to get everything situated, right? I'm the type of person that overthinks everything. So if my funnel's not right or nothing's working, I'm going to just shut down, right? So I have found a way to just throw that stuff out the window and keep my business simple by focusing on 4 different pillars, right? So again, let me share my screen. You guys know that I always got a Google Doc. I will make sure to share this at the end of the live too. So don't mind me shaking my phone. I am just using my phone because the camera on this Mac is not good. Alrighty. Let me know down below too if you guys can see this or you guys have trouble seeing this. Full transparency, at the end of the live, I am going to make an offer. So I want you guys to know that, right? I want to get my offer out there, right? So I'm going to do that. If you don't like it, sorry. Feel free to leave the group, right? We're running a business here and I want to get this opportunity into as many hands as I possibly can, right? So 2-hour workday method, right? So obviously I spoke a little bit about this already, but the 2-hour workday method was created because my time management skills went out the window when the twins were born. I also needed to find a schedule for them because obviously there's 2, right? 2 against 1. So it was a lot of work, right? So I use a combination of time blocking and micro tasking, and I'm going to go into both in here in a few minutes, but time blocking is like the time management skill that worked for me. Right? There's so many out there. So find one that works for you. This one, again, is just what works for me. Right. And this is where I schedule out my day or my week into specific time blocks, right? So I will break down how much time I spend in Messenger. I will break down how many offers I need to send in order to make 5K a month. I will break down how many conversations I need to have and start with in order to get my offer in the right people's hands, right? Because you can have conversations with people, but they're not a good fit for your offer, right? So don't sell people something that's not going to work for them, right? That'll come back and bite you in the ass. Plus karma, right? That's a big piece of it too. So the specific tasks that I focus on day in and day out is going to be content, community, outreach / conversation, and offer, right? Every single night before I go to bed, I'll create a hit list, right, of things I need to get done, right? Or things I want to do in my business that week. And it can be trainings, this live stream, maybe a new offer, maybe a new way of doing things, right? So I will always prioritize those tasks as well, right? This is a must, right? Divide your time, right? Break up your day. I know for me, I know I can't sit behind this computer in my office for 2 hours without one, the house getting set on fire because the kids are running around crazy, or two, I'm not going to be able to sit down and just focus, right? That's a big piece for me, right? So divide your time into micro, right? Micro tasking. And this is what I mean, right? I spend 2 hours a week creating content, right? Then I'll spend 15 minutes a week posting that content, right? Because you can't schedule out reels, unfortunately, on Meta. Hopefully soon they integrate that, because I know you can do it on Instagram, you just can't do it on Facebook, right? So hopefully in the future that comes out, right? Scheduling out your post, right? If you have a written post, if you have a post that you want to schedule out, have it schedule it for you so it's out of your brain, right? You don't have to go into the app and post it, just schedule it out using the tools, right? Also, I cannot sit behind the computer and actually be productive. I will scroll off like no one's business. So if you're like me, then this is going to work for you 100%, right? So align your task again, right? Allocate each block to a specific task and set task. So in the evening, you will see I'm very active in Messenger. Why? Because my audience is active in Messenger, right? So you want to do the same thing. If your audience is active in the morning, you want to prioritize Messenger in the morning and then do everything else, right? And this is just going to come with time and understanding your audience and looking at your insights, seeing when the conversations are popping off, seeing when people are reaching out, seeing when people are raising their hands on your post, right? So that's a big piece. Prioritize, right? Figure out what's important and schedule those tasks first. For me, when I think about my business, I work backwards, right? If I send an offer out and I sent it out yesterday, I'm going to make sure that the first thing I do tomorrow or today is following up with all those offers I sent yesterday, right? Seeing what people are thinking, seeing if I get any objections, seeing if they have any questions, right? The next thing I'm going to do is go into my content, see who's commented, right? Facebook is a game of engagement. If someone's commenting on your post, if someone's raising their hand, if someone leaves even a nasty comment, right? Like, it happens, reply back and just be done with it, right? Block them. But Facebook loves engagement. So the more engagement you're having, the more comments, the likes, all that stuff, Facebook is going to favor that piece of content. And we want eyeballs, right? And if we can get free eyeballs, even better, because now we're going to be able to monetize that traffic, which is awesome, right? Focus, obviously, assign the task with minimum distractions. The reason why I focus on Messenger at night is because the kids are sleeping or they're in their rooms, right? So I can really focus on that conversation I'm having to either one, build up those relationships, or two, focus on sending offers, right? Be flexible, right? This is not always going to work out, right? Like sometimes at night, I don't get to talk in Messenger, just depending if the kids are just having a rough time or I'm tired, right? It's going to happen, right? But try to stick to the plan as much as possible, right? So the 2-hour workday method is nothing short of just you prioritizing your task and the things that need to get done daily and taking action. Take out the stuff that you don't need. And if you're doing something in your business that you do not like, get rid of it, right? Find out if there's a way for you to outsource it, or two, if it's actually needed. Sales calls in my head when I first started was something that I absolutely needed, especially playing in the high ticket game. Now I send over Google Docs to close sales, right? I got rid of sales calls because I didn't want to spend hours on the phone. But what did that mean? I had to prioritize different areas of my business in order to still have conversations, make connections, and prioritize relationships. Right. So breaking down your income producing task, right? Content. And you guys will hear me talk about content a lot because this is my lead generation strategy. Without having a way to generate consistent leads in your business, you will fail. Right? So I spend 1 to 2 hours a week batching out my content. Obviously, last week I was away with the military, so that didn't really happen, right? So I could take this long piece of video and use Opus Clips, which is an AI tool, and chop this up into multiple reels. Typically, it gives me anywhere between 10 to 15 reels that I can use in my short form. Then I can take this video here on the live stream and I can repurpose it on YouTube. So I'm finding ways to take my content and having it have multiple different purposes, right? The purpose of when I post those reels is going to be to drive traffic back to this live stream. The purpose of me putting it on YouTube is, again, for me to drive traffic to my community and back to the live stream, right? Because curiosity is there, right? So don't focus, like, if you're in the YouTube game or you're the long form game and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do reels. Take that content you're already creating and chop it up, right? Opus Clips is free, up to a certain amount of credits, but it's by far have changed and allows me to utilize different forms of content too. So you'll see that some of my videos, the captions are very basic and others are a little bit more wonky. And that's because I'm using an AI tool to chop it up for me. Community, right? This is important, right? Because you have to have a way to nurture your audience. In the past, the way I was able to nurture my audience was spending a lot of time in Messenger, right? So instead of that, I prioritize my community. So I can deliver value to the masses instead of one-on-one in the DMs, right? There's tons of different resources in here. There's tons of different Google Docs in here. And I give it to you guys so you guys can see value, obviously, in what I'm doing and how, but two, so you can go out there and take action and see results, right? Like, this is not me gatekeeping. This is not me saying like, hey, this is, any of that, right? This is me just being fully transparent and giving you guys the things that I use in my business day in and day out to make money online and stay home with the kids, right? So community is important, right? If you're not comfortable going live, your first live stream is going to be terrible. It's going to suck. It just happens, right? Just get comfortable, either pre-recording training, which I did when the twins were still very, very little. I had pre-recorded a lot of trainings and put it in my group. Right? I want people to understand my mind, my thought process. I want people to see that I stumble, right? Sometimes I get my words mixed up. It happens, right? I want people to see me and Cassie the way that she is day in and day out, right? Number 3, outreach and conversations, right? This is when you start building relationships and open up some type of dialogue, right? I like to ask people, like, what's your biggest motivator? Like, why are you trying to jump into this online space? A red flag for me is going to be people who just want quick cash, because you guys know that I talk about this all day, every day, but this is not a quick cash money grab type business, right? It requires a lot of work and a lot of time and energy on your part, right? I can give you all the skills, I can give you all the tactics, but I cannot make you record your reel. I cannot make you take action day in and day out, right? I can push you, but I can't make you do what's necessary in order to move the needle in your business, right? You have to take that initiative to do that, right? So I always ask that question. Other questions I ask is like, how much are you looking to make online, right? Have you experience in this online space, right? Because some people purchase different things like Roadmap, Legendary Marketer, Freedom Breakthrough, right? They purchase all these different programs and stuff, right? Maybe they just don't know how to implement, or maybe the strategy wasn't for them, right? Or maybe they left the bad taste in their mouth. It happens, right? I've invested in all those different things. So that's another question I really like to ask. And then outreach, right? Take the pressure away of like, hey, I saw, happy to connect with you, right? Anytime I see that, I know that people are using scripts and it automatically like red flag, right? But outreach can be as simple as, hey, Johnny, thank you so much for engaging on my post. It really helps out a lot. That's it. Nice and casual, right? It doesn't always have to be about sale. Detach from the money and really focus on prioritizing relationships inside of your messenger, inside of all your conversations, okay? Last but not least, offers, right? More offers you make, the more money you make, right? The more offers are in people's hand, the more they're going to understand what you're doing, right? So ask permission before you send an offer, right? Don't be spamming your links, I got like 4 links already this weekend, which was crazy. And also just like, hey, Sally, thank you so much for commenting my post. Are you still interested in the 2-hour workday secrets? Yes. Okay, awesome. All right. Can I ask you a few questions just to make sure it's a good fit? If people are going to not allow you to ask your questions, they're probably not a good fit anyways. Right. And you're doing it because you don't want to sell to everybody, right? 9 times out of 10, your product is not a one size fits all. Honestly, I have not experienced having a product that is a one size fits all. Right. So you really want to make sure that that product or service is actually going to benefit that person and align with their goals. Right. So an example here of what I mean by prioritizing conversations, right? Prioritizing relationships and obviously content, right? So I posted this piece of content to get people to raise their hand about the 2-hour workday secrets, right? All I did was tell them to drop hashtag secrets below for the details. I have 61 people who commented on it, right? I have to go back and obviously reach out to those people, but this is what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to prioritize first offers I sent out yesterday. I'm going to do a quick follow-up. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Sally. Did you get a chance to check out the details? Do you have any questions? That's it, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and make sure to reach out to these 61 people. Why? Because they're the hottest leads, right? You have to work backwards every single day, right? Why would I prioritize a brand new person that comes into my world when I have people already raising their hands, right? And 9 times out of 10, those people aren't ready to buy yet, right? They need more time to get to know you, to get to know your plan and your process, which is why the community piece plays a huge role in all of this, right? You will see me always tell people to check out the first comment below or make sure that they go ahead and join my community, right? Check the first link in the bio. My first link in my bio is not my products. It's not my offer doc. It's to this community, right? I want to prioritize the community so people can get to know me, right? Everything that I am, right? The crazy mama, right? The military side, right? Things like that is because it's important, right? In a world full of different AI tools, automations, and people just sending ebooks like crazy, when you focus and you prioritize the relationship you're building within your business, it's an easy way to stand out from the crowd, but also it helps you in the long run because those relationships will turn into cash eventually, right? It might not happen today, might not happen tomorrow, but again, prioritize those relationships, right? And when you have a place where people can get nurtured, understand the way you do things, it makes it a lot easier for you, right? It does a lot of the heavy lifting. If I didn't have a community in place and actually start utilizing it, it'd be completely different because I would be trying to deliver mass like value one-on-one in the DMs. So obviously that would take up a lot of time, right? So kind of backtracking too, right? So content, I spend 1 to 2 hours a week on that. Community, I don't go live every week, right? You guys know this, right? One, because I want to make sure that these live streams are actually beneficial, right? Something that you guys actually want to see. And 2, because or 3, because I have a lot of content in there already. In the guide section, I have my scroll stopping guide. I have, different trainings, offer trainings, stuff like that, where people can go in and watch them, right? I'll go ahead and post different pieces of content inside my group versus my profile, right? Because my group is more intimate, right? My group are the people that just need to get to know Cassie a little bit more, right? That's my nurture. Outreach and conversation. Obviously, this is the bread and butter of the business, right? Having conversations and making connections that actually matter. And if you can't help somebody, if they can't benefit from your product or service, get them to someone who can, right? And you should know that because you're asking questions, right? Offers obviously is a big piece, right? There's no time I can say about offers because it just depends on the conversation. Typically, I spend 45 minutes to an hour prioritizing conversations in the DMs, right? Because that's where I'm building my relationships, right? Or maybe they're having a challenge or a struggle and I have something in my community that's going to help them. I can go into my group and tag them in that training, right? Now, not only is that training going to get pushed up inside of my group, new people are going to see it, but also I'm going to take the time out my day to be like, hey, this is going to benefit you. Let me know if you have any questions after, right? Give a little value, right? Give it away. It's okay, right? It's not going to make or break the business, I promise, right? And if they go out there and they take the training and you actually see them implementing these things, that's like a perfect client, right? It's a perfect win for you and that person, right? Because that means everything aligned, which is pretty awesome as well, right? We have people take the stuff that we've done for free and explode their business. That's a huge win, right? So if somebody can take value and they can take a piece of what you're doing and implement it and see results, whether they're monetary or non-monetary, still a win. It's a huge win, right? Any questions or anything like that as I'm kind of going through this? I know I kind of went through this a little fast, but it's not complicated. It's not anything crazy, right? I really just want to focus on prioritizing relationships and stuff like that, right? Hey, Dean, good to see you. Oh, no worries, Lisa. The replay will be available right after this too. Hope the move is going well. I know it's a little crazy. A lot of things are up in the air right now, especially with the military. All right. I'll circle back on any questions or anything you guys have. But yeah, I told you guys in the beginning that I was going to present you guys with an offer. People that are here already have access to this, which is awesome. Dean and Lisa both have access to this, but I did want to put out there, right? If you want to learn how to use digital marketing and social media as your own personal ATM, I'm opening the doors this month for only 10 people to jump into 2-Hour Workday Secrets. Next month, we'll open the doors again, but I don't want to take on too much, right? So that's why it's only 10 people. So who is this for and what is exactly the 2-Hour Workday Method or the 2-Hour Workday Secrets? I'm sorry. So if you're a complete beginner wanting to make some extra cash, right? Maybe you have your own business. Maybe you're a copywriter. Maybe you're in real estate. Maybe you are selling candy. Who cares, right? And you're struggling to generate leads and to bring more people that actually want to buy your offer, then obviously this is for you, right? Or for my time-hungry people out there, time-hungry parents, right? Or maybe those people that are working multiple 9-to-5s and they want to get back to what matters most, right? The 2-Hour Workday Secrets is 12 exclusive workshops that I'll be hosting until December, right? Once a month we go live. And it's really to show you the exact same tactics and skills that I've used to close over $400,000 in online sales. And obviously not only grow my profile to what it is now, but to close high ticket sales, right? And to stay home with the kids, right? That's a big piece of it. So it's a combination of mastering the art of time management and digital marketing, right? I go live once a month and we host a training. Just last week, I did a whole affiliate training, giving away different resources and stuff that people can use in their affiliate marketing business. Last month, I went through offers, right? Giving people offers that they can promote online that are not only make money online, right? Pet insurance, Amazon, physical products, digital products, right? And giving people ideas and ways that they can market and make money online. Right? It's fun, right? If you're not having fun doing this, then you're probably not. You're probably in the wrong space, right? We're kicking off the second 2-Hour Workday Secrets workshop on the 17th. I think I put like kicks off next week, but doesn't math right. So what we're going to talk about is Messenger, right? I think a lot of people need to understand that yes, Messenger is a great tool, but you need to understand what happens before the sale, obviously as the sale is happening, and last but not least, what happens after someone buys, right? So I'm going to be breaking out all of that with you all next week or the week after. I don't know my dates. I'm like really, your weekend always throw me off, right? Last but not least too, right, to add an extra incentives and bonuses, right? The 2-Hour Workday is awesome, but also we've created these digital assets that just continue to drive results, right? Not only for me, but for the clients, right? You'll get access to all things content, which is $180 value, but it's to really show you how to generate endless amount of leads using content, right? Content hooks, frameworks, templates, guides, plug and play stuff, right? Really, it's just to get you out there and get the ball rolling ASAP, right? You'll get access to the beginner playbook, which is the 5 steps to making money online, which sells by itself all day, every day for $100. All right, so you're getting that just included in the 2-Hour Workday Secrets. Last but not least, right, just to make it a no-brainer, right, monthly live coaching calls with me, right, replay to the short fuse big boom workshop, exploding your social media with killer reels in the 2-hour workday, right? That was the workshop we hosted last month, and I deep dove into how I grew my social media, right, a brand new profile from 0 to 61,000 followers, right, in 60 days, which is crazy. It's like 1,000+ followers a day, right, in such a short amount of time as well. Right, giving you exactly the same frameworks and stuff that you can take for your business and duplicate it over and over again. Right. You'll get access to all of the other promotions that I run, right? So next month will be a different workshop. The month after will be a different workshop, right? And a lot of this is really just to show you how to unlock audience growth and revenue streams, right? And selecting digital marketing products that actually sell, right? And to actually help you leave that 9 to 5 or do whatever it is that you want, right? For me, it was to leave my 9 to 5. Then the kids were born and it was to get more time, right? Last but not least, right? Join our private community of like-minded individuals, right? It's the gateway for support from just not me, from peers, people who are in the same journey with you, share some wins, challenges, and really just help you grow with people who are in the same mindset as you, right? In the same stages as you as well, right? So price for that is $24 a month or $225 for the entire year. If you want access to that, make sure you drop #secrets below. Right. Very simple. Appreciate you guys for bearing with me with being a little late. Riley, again, chooses violence all day, every day. And if you guys have any questions while you're watching this replay, do not hesitate to reach out.